Hello everybody, Bruce here with a video that's going to review the Canvas shell for the summer 2017 section of CTEC 121. So let's get started. So here I am, I'm in the home page of the shell, and as you can see here, there's a whole bunch of information, but what I really want you to pay attention to are here, the link to the textbook that I'm going to use for this class, okay? And the syllabus, right, which has all the important information about homework assignments or programming assignments, as I call them, exams, and the final exam. And here is a link to Slack, which is a persistent chat application that I use in all my classes that I think you're going to really like. So you should have received an email message with an invite to join the CTEC 121 Slack group. And then there's some other information here, textbook errata, things that were wrong in the textbook that you should know about, sample Python code, all of the code that's used in the textbook you can download so you don't have to type it in, even though I highly recommend that you do type it in. And then the Python language homepage. This is the page where you can learn more about the Python programming language that we're going to be using in this class. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff in there as well. And then, let's see, there's a picture of me. You can ignore that. Here is a link that you want to click on that says click on this link to go to the modules, and that's where all the good stuff is for this particular class. So let's go through this pretty quickly here. Here is a section which I want you to view all these items here. It's called Important Course Resources, and anytime you see the word view, you're going to need to view it in order to eventually move on to the next module in the class. So again, I'm not going to read these to you, but I want you to go through them all. And then each week, you're going to have a module. And this is week 1. It's called Computers and Programming and Writing Simple Programs. And since this is a 8-week quarter instead of a normal 10-week quarter, you're going to find that there are several modules, it's actually 2, I believe, that combine weeks into 1 week. So we're going to have 2 weeks worth of material in 1 week, and unfortunately, week 1 is one of those weeks. So there's a lot of things, as you see here in module 1, and let me go through some of them. And each week is going to be structured the same way, so that's a good thing, right? So each week is going to tell you what you're going to learn. It's going to give you a list of the textbook chapters that you need to read. It's going to list any videos that I've created for the particular module. And you can see here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if ever there is a video that you feel is needed for the course that isn't there, just ask and I'll do my best to see what I can do to create one. Then here is Python code. This is actually the program that's used in chapter 1 of the textbook. And then slides. Here are the slide decks for chapters 1 and 2. I think you'll want to go through those. And then I have various skill building exercises and solutions that you want to try and solve. And look at the solution if you need to get some help. If not, they're pretty straightforward. They're going to teach you how to program and how to write algorithms or recipes, which you'll learn more about in this course. And you can see week 1 here has a lot, okay? Because I want you to get in the habit of using what we call idle to develop your Python programs in. And then here is a programming assignment. There is 1 each week. And then here is the first, what I call written quiz. It's actually 30 multiple choice true/false questions, and not to sound like a well. Let me just rephrase that. Let's just go here to the assignment view so you can see what's expected of you, okay? And this is all in the syllabus, but I thought I'd show you here because it's a lot clearer. Okay, so each week has a written quiz. It's like a multiple choice, true false type of quiz. There are 7 of them. Okay, 1 each week, and I believe they're due on Tuesday nights each week. Okay, so the first one is going to be due the following week. It's going to be due on week 2, the Tuesday, and that's going to be July 18th, right? That is a Tuesday. So each week there is a written quiz, and there were 30 points each, and you have 7 of them. Okay. The next thing are what I call practical quizzes, and every other week these are quizzes that are going to have you write some code, write some Python code, and these are worth, 50 points each, and there are 4 of them, so every other week. And then each week we have the programming assignment. There are 7 of them. You won't have one in week 8, just so you know. You won't have a quiz either in week 8. You won't have a written quiz in week 8. You'll have a practical quiz. And let's see. And then you have a final exam. Okay, that's due the final week, and that's worth 200 points. So I believe there's a total of 850 points, and the final exam is 200 of those 850. Okay, so yeah, so there are the assignments. Then you have grades. Okay, you'll be able to click on that to see your grades on each assignment. Oh, and by the way, announcements right here. You see this link I'm moving my mouse over in the upper left here? You're going to want to check announcements once in a while. They will show up in Slack. If you watch the video on setting up your Canvas notifications, you probably want to set the announcements such that you receive them in email messages, because I do send a lot of them out. Not a lot, but I do send them out, and they contain a lot of useful information. Okay, so that's that. And then library, that's a link to the library, the Clark Library. And then modules is where we were at before. And then the syllabus, okay, you want to go through and download that syllabus right here. And then you can see all the, things that are due each week and stuff like that. I went over that already. And that's about it. But I do want to go back to modules. And I just want to review Module 1 for you in a little bit more detail here. So the videos for Module 1, Week 1, are installing Python on Windows. So if you're using Microsoft Windows, you're going to want to view that video. If you're installing Python on a Macintosh, you're going to want to view that video and do everything that's in there. And then here it says launching idle and creating a Python script. This video is for both Mac and Windows, and it will show you how to create what we call a Python script or program using idle. Reviewing the chaos.py program. This is a video that goes through the chaos.py. Chaos is the name, .py is the file extension of Python programs, just so you know that. And I walk you through that program from Chapter 1. And then here's a video for Chapter 2 on what is called simultaneous assignment. Don't worry, all this will become quite familiar to you as you go through the videos and you read the textbook and go through the slides. And then here's a program from Chapter 2 called Calculating the Future Value of an Investment. Okay, so you can see in here, again, this is from Chapter 2. It's discussed in the textbook. And you also have me here going through the code and explaining each and every line to you. And then I talk about how to identify inputs, processes, and outputs. So part of this class, well, a lot of this class is being able to solve a problem that you're presented with and then coding a solution for it using Python. Now, before you can code anything, you first want to identify within the problem what the inputs are, what's expected from the user, what processes you're going to need to perform in code, and then what information needs to be displayed as the output or the result of the problem. Okay? I went through the chaos.py program before, and I went through the slides. And again, I did go through the skill building exercises. By the way, these don't need to be turned in, but if you ever have a question, you can hop onto Slack in the questions channel and ask away. And then here's the programming assignment. Okay. Now I'm going to include another video on the programming assignments shortly. If you get started and it's not there yet, don't worry about it. I'll probably put it right here with a lot of tips and tricks and hints and such. And then here's where you have the quiz. Now, on the quizzes, I give you 2 attempts. There are 30 questions. I put a time limit of 45 minutes, and you get, again, 2 attempts. And I keep the highest score. Okay. So that's about it. I hope this video overview of the Canvas shell for CTEC 121 was helpful. And again, oh, by the way, you do want to watch, where is it right here? Configuring Canvas notification settings. Okay, so that'll be very helpful. And one last thing, because I keep remembering certain things, is right here. See where I'm moving my mouse back and forth? Right here, you'll also see the announcements that I make. In fact, you'll see the last 3 announcements. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you on teaching you how to program and problem solve using the Python programming languages.